Hello everyone, Sergeant Howard here along with Detective McMillan to talk to you a little bit about school starting back and the buses. We know that the summer's been going on, so a lot of people, you're not used to having the buses on the road anymore and maybe don't know what to do, when to stop, when not to stop. So that's what we're here to tell you about. We are here with a whole bunch of school buses, as you can see. So Detective McMillan, if you don't mind letting them know kind of, the penalties and when they should stop, shouldn't stop.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, according to Florida State Statutes 316.172, that provides the guidelines for school bus stoppage as well as oncoming and traffic that is actually following the bus. Rule of thumb is if you are behind the bus and they're stopping to pick up children, as long as that red placard has been operated or actually functioned outside the bus, you are to stop behind that bus and you are not able to move until those placards have been brought back into the bus.
And that's regardless of how many lanes there are. There could be 1 lane, 2 lanes, 3 lanes. If
Yes,
you see that stop sign and those red lights on, you stop.
Yes, ma'am. As long as you are in the rear of that bus or behind that bus in a vehicle, you must stop for that bus as long as they have their red stop line placard operating.
And then if you have multiple lanes and then we have medians in the middle,
right.
I think that's when people start getting a little bit confused. You said you saw this last year.
Yes, ma'am. Last year around this time, as I was coming to work one morning, you could just tell some folks weren't sure if they were supposed to stop or not supposed to stop because of the type of median in between some of these 6-lane highways. Rule of thumb is this: if there is a raised median, be it a grass knoll or some type of barrier, a cement wall, or another raised median for a turn lane, you do not have to stop for that school bus.
However, there's something in between.
Right, there's actually a barrier. If there's a barrier between the lane of traffic that you're traveling in, if it's oncoming, in other words, you're going in the opposite direction of that bus, as long as there's a divider in between those lanes of highways, you do not have to stop for the bus. And like I said, that divider can be a grassy knoll, it can be a cement wall, it can be a guardrail.
A ditch?
A ditch, and as long as the ditch is provided wider than 5 feet, that's considered a physical barrier as according to that statute.
And then, so as long as you have that in between, you don't have to stop, you can keep going.
You do not have to stop.
If you're in a roadway where you have no barriers, you have 3 lanes and 2 turn lanes in the center, but there is no median, there is no barrier, there's nothing to separate the lanes, you do have to stop.
Yes, ma'am. On a normal highway where, let's say you've got 4 lanes of traffic, but you have that painted directional turn lane in the middle of those 4 lanes, that is not considered a divided highway. Therefore, you do need and shall stop for a school bus that is traveling in the opposite direction of you. So if there's a turn lane that is not separated at all by a barrier or anything, and it's actually painted for directional traffic, you do need to stop for that.
And the penalties can go up to $1,000.
Yeah, most of the penalties are doubled because it is having to do with school safety, just like a school zone. But yes, some of the penalty fees can go up in upwards of $1,000.
Yeah, so you don't want to stop. Make sure that you do stop when you're supposed to, and you know that when you can, keep driving and not have to stop. I have children, you have children, many of you citizens have children, so we want to make sure we're keeping our children safe when school starts. So please follow these directions of knowing when to stop, when not to stop. So if you have any further questions, please ask us. We are here to answer any questions for you. You guys will be able to see all the graphics and everything of exactly when to stop and not stop. So we're here, Leon County Sheriff's Office, to answer any questions for you.
Be safe.